Welcome back, y'all.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Faculty Lounge podcast. This is episode number 74?
74.
74.
Episode 74.
And we have a very, very special guest. We've been trying to get this man in for a hot minute. Chicago artist, great hip-hop guy. I've been listening to his music, man, and all I can say is, man, they just don't make it like that no more, and you can't beat the classics. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the lounge, Mr. Philmore Green.
What's the deal? What's the deal? Girls, everybody, how y'all feel?
What's happening? So, we ran into you. We initially met here at Q4 Radio, where we shoot at, and you also you record a radio show here.
Yeah. Me and my brother, my business partner / mentor brother, next to me, Chuck 360. We in here, me, him, Rashid Hadi, and our homie Big Guy. Check the Scoreboard Radio where music and sports talk collide. It's sports fused with hip hop. Sports on the bed of hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Laying right under it, and we just go barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. We talk about certain topics of the week, topics in the past, Chicago topics. We touch everything, man. We play some of the greatest underground hip hop. You feel me?
See, and
right
that's
now.
what I'm talking about, man. That's what's missing. You see the music. I look at the music scene for Chicago specifically, and we always talk about the sound of the sound of now, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
But when you see somebody that's genuinely a member of the hip hop community that pays homage to what has come before and brings that same energy into the now, man, it's so refreshing for me.
Thank you.
I don't know how my young 25-year-old co-host feels, but
Man,
that's
look,
me.
Let me tell y'all something.
All right, hold on. Before we go any further, we're talking about the music of now, and we're talking about Chicago. Let's have a moment of silence for Juice Wrld. Yeah, man, we got to get back to that topic.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
If you know me, you know my favorite rapper is Jay-Z.
Oh man, you
So-
on point then.
Yeah, I run Reasonable Doubt
That's heavy.
from the top to the bottom. I'm listening to all his albums at least once a week.
Hell yeah.
So if it ain't along the lines of real rap, like
Oh man.
I ain't with it. So I appreciate the homage.
I feel like I'm not that loyal to any artist. Like if I feel like digging into one artist, it might take a month for me to listen to like all of their stuff. I might
Right.
listen to one here, one there,
Right.
But I jump around. Like I remember, when I was younger though, I had like a playlist on my computer that I would like take a bath to every morning. It was like I think Twista, Jay-Z, and somebody else, but it was like these 3 songs that like got my day started.
You was taking baths in the morning?
This nigga said bath.
Yeah, I thought that and shit. I'm like taking baths and shit. I wanted y'all to say it.
How was you on time for anything?
This nigga took a bath to Twista. Like,
Oh wow.
Get it wet? For real?
Nah, man,
celebrity overnight ass nigga.
Yeah, man, it was cool, man. But yeah, but I don't think I've ever like, gone that deep into one artist and just every, at least once a week listen to that classic album.
Oh yeah.
I think that it's on a fan to fan basis, cause like I know for me, I listen to everything. I was listening to Ozuna yesterday. Man, it was fan-fucking-tastic.
Was your hips moving?
Yes, I was moving and grooving. It was fantastic. But I say that to say, while I ain't have one artist I just paid attention to and listen to their shit every week, it's always me paying attention to what's going on out here, whether it's young, whether it's old, whether it's new, whether it's vintage, whether it's classic. I want to know. I might not like it, but I want to know. You know what I'm saying? So, Philmore.
Yes, sir.
Was listening to a song of yours. The song was called Reaganomics.
Reaganomics.
I enjoyed Reaganomics. Reaganomics, I think, puts a microcosm on the type of music that you make or the music that I've heard. And it takes me back to times where we had groups specifically like Outkast, where the medicine was in the candy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I dig it, man. tell me where you got the inspiration to make this particular kind of music and how you found your sound being from Chicago.
Well, I got the inspiration to make this type of music because this is the music I fell in love with. You know what I'm saying? It was a I don't know if y'all know about Gangstar.
Absolutely.
Gangstar, Moment of Truth, 1998.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Moment of Truth, and that was the moment I said, man, I want to make this type of music because I fell in love with the scratches, the fucking samples, that whole style made me fall in love with that music. And even though I was searching, listening to Master P and all that other shit, I heard that and I was like, this is what I want to make. Yeah. And on my journey, shit, it was a lot of people that used to try to make me compromise my sound and make some for the clubs, the trap shit.
Yeah.
Even though I could do that, I'm like, nah, I need this shit right here, now.
Stay true.
Yeah, stay true to what you feel, and right now, it's working. You know what I'm saying? People loving it. It's that nostalgic feeling, and it's a breath of fresh air at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So I think about the kinds of shows that I've been to, like as far as like open mics and showcases and stuff like that. And it was, you would have a lot of the people that do the sound of now. And I looked at like the stuff that you do, most notably for me was the show you did with Sky Zoo. And I'm like, man, this is what I like. Like, I like this. I want to see this. You mentioned Gangstar, man. That album is tough.
Moment of Truth changed my life.
Man, that album is
Common
tough.
B.
You heard the new one?
Common
Yeah,
B.
yeah.
Oh, man, it's
dope
tough.
too.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask is, Chuck, you are the manager, right?
We don't use the word manager.
Okay,
but
okay,
yeah.
okay. All right. So I wanted to ask you, what's the process as far as finding the right looks for Philmore? Because it's easy to get lost inside of whatever's going on right now in this social digital world.
We're really big on organic stuff, in the literal sense and figurative. So a lot of it is based on relationships, building with people that we feel like have the common interest in our brand and whatever they're doing as well. How about that?
Oh, that's very solid.
That's real
That's very
shit, though.
solid.
That's
Yeah.
real shit because you can go anywhere and sit down with somebody and make an appointment to do it. But if it ain't organically done and they don't have the same interest for you as you have for them, it just ain't. It's a business. It's business then. Even though it's all business, but if it's not organic, it ain't gonna really. They're not gonna go 100%.
Yeah, and that's what we've been learning. Like from we 74 episodes in, and each episode has been totally different. Because we know a little more, or we know how to do something a little better, or we know more people. We know something new. And it's the organic growth is really the only way to go. Yeah, because if you don't do it this way, you won't know how to handle it when you get it.
But the organic growth, what a lot lot don't like about it is that it takes time. And
we so impatient.
We live in a microwave type of society, so people don't trust the process. And you have to do that if you want to have longevity.
I mean, when you come through and you're organic, you also build those relationships. And it's honest. I want you to be like, okay, I don't like this. This is not the project for me, but I owe you one. And when one speaks to me, that's when I got you. Opposed to just coming on a project, doing anything. You ain't putting your best foot forward.
Just keep going. You gonna get motherfuckers that come. It's been. I ain't gonna say their names, but it's been a few people that reached out to me for interviews, and then asked me, "Can I pay $40?"
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
What? It's like what the fuck? Yeah.
No.
When we start doing that, can I pay what? Like no disrespect, I ain't gonna even say their names, but like, man, it was twice. It happened twice, man. But I'm gonna need you to pay this for me, bro. It don't work that way.
Like,
It don't work that way.
That's deep.
Yeah, man.
So
I mean, man, it's a dog eat dog world, man.
Yes, it
People
is.
are out here really just trying to pay the bills, man. And that's not the way to do it. Like you go. I was able to open up another revenue stream this week. You know what I'm saying? Because
Congratulations.
I just needed more money, so I'm able to make more money in a different way now. But like this right here, this is organic. This is what I want to do. Like
this the baby right here.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna treat this like a revenue stream, like, and just go out and get it, and do what I got to do to get it. Like, I'm doing the right thing here, and that matters the most out of everything is doing it right. That's
what it's about.
Any billionaire to let you know, hey, I did it, and I did it the right way, and I don't have any enemy. Well, not any, but I don't have a lot.
You gonna
of
have
enemies.
hate, brother.
Yeah,
you gonna have hate,
man. I got some hate this week, man.
Yeah,
I can't lie, man.
That was sad.
yeah.
I was a little sad.
Sad face.
But hey, shouts out to all the YouTube commenters.
Yes,
and
sir.
Video.
Yes, sir.
People gonna hate. People gonna hate what you're doing.
regardless.
If you're doing something that you want to do and you're doing something at a high level, they gonna hate regardless. Like a lot of motherfuckers, I know they don't like what I'm doing, but they'll never tell me because they'll know I might smack the shit out of them. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like
I was
that.
looking at your hands, man, while you were saying this, and it's like, that's
but
an
it's
ugly
like-
slap.
That's gonna it's gonna come like
Damn face
Slap
off.
your face off.
that. Come with the game. You know what I'm saying? People gonna hate on you. They gonna talk about you. They gonna do everything under the sun. But in this industry, man, they'll see you and dap it up like it was nothing. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, man.
Just be prepared, man. Y'all will be all right.
Yeah, and that's been my experience.
Shout out to my big homie Illa G. Slap hoes, eat bacon. That's his shit.
Illa G. Shouts out.
Slap hoes, eat bacon. That's his slogan. Yeah.
So even though we do have a format, really quick, I just wanted to ask you. So Chicago, a third world city, that's your latest project, right? Have you released anything since then?
That's part of the reason we up here today, man.
Okay.
We got something cooking. That shit finna come real soon. Like real soon. We got some new stuff in the works. Shit, I ain't even been to the crib. I just was in the lab last night.
Yeah, man. And
We got
you
some shit in the works.
You moving around, man. You moving around. You speak of organics. That's a big part of it. If you're being organic, you gotta bust moves.
You
man.
have to, yeah.
You have to.
definitely
You gotta
move
move
You gotta
around.
bust moves, and I see you. We've been trying to get this together.
Hell yeah.
You know,
we right in the
for
same
a
building.
hot
in the
second,
same spot.
right in the same building. It's just it's so drastic. But I definitely see you and appreciate your grind,
Thank
man.
you, man. I appreciate what y'all doing too.
And I
Well,
wanted
we
to-
asked to be on here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know?
I wanted to ask you about that title.
Chicago, a third world city.
Yeah.
Chicago, a third world city. One day I was sitting down looking at the paper, and it had Chicago, Iraq, and Afghanistan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it had the total murder numbers for all three spots, and we were winning by a landslide. This is like 2014, and it was an actual paper, and I was like, damn, we like a fucking third world city.
Yeah.
That's what they are, third world countries. So we're like a third world city if we got more murders than these third world countries. So I was thinking about ways we could do the album cover. Salute to my brother Zeph Farnby.
Yeah,
He's
that art is tough.
We spent a few months doing that. We had certain elements on the album cover that represent the city.
I see you got Rob on there.
Yeah.
Big
Like,
Blago.
if you ain't from the city, you gotta know, you gotta dig deep to find out what that's about.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
That's what it was about, man. It was the long and short of that. I was looking at a paper, and I thought, man, we're like a third world city. If you replace all the fucking corrupt politicians with the schools and the mayors and the ambassadors over there, they just the same. They parallel to each other. Then you replace the motherfuckers over there that's doing the suicide bombings with the people that's over here killing themselves with the drugs and the shit they not really built to do. So everything, you can swap out something that make us equal to them at the time. I hope the city got better. I haven't really checked the numbers lately.
Yeah, it has been dropping.
Yeah,
decline.
it's been a decline.
But that's where I was at the time, and that's how I got that title.
So I know, Anonymous, you made a correlation with the decline and what's been going on with Kaepernick. Like as far as the kneeling and police brutality, like what the original purpose of the kneel was.
Yeah. See, I definitely stopped watching football again, and when I stopped watching football again, the Bears started winning again.
Yeah.
So I think
yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
just
true.
stop watching football for the Bears. But
He a diehard Chicago fan.
Yeah, man.
Chuck a diehard Chicago fan.
When you say stuff like that to Chicago fans, it's like,
I'm
Hey, it's
doing-
working. It's
I'm
working.
doing it
Stick
for the
with it.
team. Like
with
I watched the game the other day on Thanksgiving, and they were losing horribly the whole time I was watching the
They
game.
won it.
I went outside for a Thanksgiving walk, came back in, and they won. I was like,
Thanksgiving walk.
Thanksgiving walk.
Stick with it, man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But
Peace.
But yeah, I feel like Colin Kaepernick with the kneeling, you know what I'm saying? Then you get from Colin Kaepernick, you get Jason Van Dyke. Then you get I just had her name.
Eddie.
Oh, in Dallas, right?
Yeah. Botham John.
The officer that murdered Botham John.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amber Geiger.
Amber Geiger.
Geiger.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we're seeing this, but then this week y'all seen the guy on 79th Street that got body slammed by the police.
Oh yeah,
that was crazy. Like, but in the cop's defense, if you put your tongue on me or if you spit on me, it's whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just like you walking up to my 5-year-old and kicking him in the face. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you
but
just
the visual of that video looked.
Yeah.
Which one we talking about?
Dude picked up.
He picked him up and
picked up and body slammed him. His head hit the side of the curb.
Yeah. Now the head hit the side of the curb, and dude is an actual trained MMA fighter. So he slammed him with intentions of getting his head on the side of the curb.
Mm-hmm. He wanted to put him down.
Yeah. He wanted to knock him out. You know what I'm saying? Like bust his head open. You know, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, it was definitely he went too far. It was definitely overkill. But I understand the saliva on somebody else's saliva on your skin can make you black out. But
oh no, they throw you into a rage. I remember as a shorty, I had to tussle with a big girl because she spit on me, man. I'm not proud, but man, it's like bodily fluids.
Yeah,
that turned it into something else. I'm not making no excuse for police brutality, but
when you add that video with the other thousand of others,
you know,
it's just another one of those police brutality type situations.
Yeah, and that's what I don't like that about the internet at this point, because you see all of these videos, man, but we have a severe lack of context.
Yeah, and the real question is, how many people outside of this room know that he licked the police's face? That he spit on the police before the police body slammed him. You know, like we know the whole story because we're from Chicago and it was all on Chicago's news and we got the full coverage. But there's people in, you know, Arizona, Alabama somewhere watching that same video on Facebook who have no idea what happened before the cop body slammed him.
And the crazy part about it, nowadays you can manipulate the film however you want. People can. He probably licked the shit out of the police. But you can edit that shit, cut it out, and put it out. Now there goes the narrative. You know what I mean?
True that.
Yeah, my bad. That was a pause. We do pause moments when you say something.
Oh, no.
There's been a few of them in here today.
Anything goes.
Yeah, pause.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so, man, what?
All right, so I guess we're already there.
Yeah, let's just go into topics since we already there, man.
All right, so since we're already there, I guess we go into Eddie Johnson. We're talking about the Chicago police.
Eddie Johnson was getting fucked up, man.
Yeah, he was getting wasted.
He only human?
With his mistress.
But have y'all ever been to Series? The lounge she was at?
No.
See, you been to Series before?
I haven't.
Series is a lounge on LaSalle. Like, they heavy on the hands with the drinks.
Yeah.
You go there, you get 1 drink, 2 drink. I don't drink much, but when I do, listen, Series is nice. You know, it's an after-hour spot.
Good music.
After hours sound like an old ass tavern or something. But it's like it's an after work spot. People happy hour.
Yeah.
But they go there Friday nights. They stay open a little late.
Nice drinks.
And the mayor used to go in there. You can go in the kitchen and grab a fucking cup, grab your own cup and walk out with it. But they heavy on the hands. It's nice, you know.
So whenever
Series, that's where he was.
Whenever I see, you know, situations like this where we seeing the brass get, you know, publicly shamed, I always think it's something that we don't know about that they're trying to get ahead of. So, you know, like Anonymous was saying before we started taping, it seems like he got fired for cheating on his wife.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Because it's Lori don't play that. You know, there was a
Lori don't play.
So far this is the 3rd time that she's flexed a muscle.
Yeah.
You know, like the first time it was like a steel yard on the river, and they she shut him down. Like Rahm Emanuel came in, he was like, "Oh, Daly does that? Oh, all right, he just signed off." You know, She came in like, "Oh, that's what they doing? Nah, y'all got to be gone by, you know, March 3rd or whatever." You know, like she doesn't play that. to show like she. So I guess what I'm trying to say is like what he did was he was asleep at a stop sign in a city-owned vehicle, and her as the person in charge of the city had to step up for the city and say, "Hey, that's wrong. This is what's supposed to happen when you do that." And that's how it happened.
Was he sleeping drunk? Was he?
He was definitely drunk in the car, and then he told her a different story. So he lied to her.
Right, that's the important part of the story.
Yeah, he lied to her to get out of it.
We hold you at a standard. You in our vehicle. You drunk.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even put on the front like that's not the case.
Yeah.
I see you wearing a red hoodie. You can't tell me you're not wearing a red hoodie. Right.
And I guess it's just I read a tweet. It said that she broke the cardinal rule of the good old boys club. But that's the thing about Lori. She is not a good old boy.
Good old dyke.
No. No, she's not. She's not a good old boy. She's here for the city. It just feels like she's here for the city, and she has the city's best interest at hand. She's not playing any politics. No favors. Don't ask me for a favor. I ain't giving you no favors. Yeah,
I think also,
where's she from?
Ohio.
Their relationship, he compromised the trust of their relationship.
Yeah.
I think if he had just said, you know what, I had a few, this what happened. Whenever that conversation took place, he kept it real with her and said, hey, this is what really happened. I was out there, da-da-da-da. Maybe she'd have been like, okay, let's figure out a way to clean this up. But the fact that he lied about whatever he said to her, that maybe just was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Now I wondered how much.
I've said that 4 times this week. I haven't said that I haven't said that in a long time, and I said it 4 times this week.
So this is who was that? I was looking for his name. He was another black superintendent for the Chicago police. Before McCarthy, I think.
I got his face. I know his face.
Yeah,
I can't call his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but
very short-lived.
Yeah,
job.
Yeah. So I'm looking at Eddie Johnson, and I think he did something wrong, but was firing the only way to go for him? Like, I'm wondering if he hadn't had his marital indiscretion, would we see him being terminated for sleeping in the car, being under the influence?
Yeah, see, because what happened was a civilian called.
Oh, so he got called by a regular citizen.
Yeah, it wasn't a police that just stopped him on the street. It was an actual person that called, said, hey, this guy is asleep.
They probably couldn't wait to get that phone. Like, I got him. I got him.
Because that's the other thing. The city been tired of this nigga.
Right. Don't nobody like him.
Yeah.
So I'm saying Lori probably.
That's what it was.
Right.
Yeah, that was it.
Right. Lori probably went in there like, look, nigga, I seen the shit y'all was doing before I got in this office.
Yeah.
Y'all last got one time to fuck up.
And that was it.
And that citizen called and was like, hey, this nigga fucked up. Hey, Lori was like, hey, rubbed hands like Birdman. Lori was like, I got this nigga. Let me put my motherfucking suit on.
Fuck out of there.
I think he took the Smollett situation and kind of got a little back in people's good graces, because
we was mad at him too,
but that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough.
Yeah,
but that was such a shit show. Yeah. So we was looking at that nigga crazy, like, is he telling the truth? Is he not telling the truth? What your police doing? Why it ain't no cameras? Why we can't?
$110,000 we spent.
Yeah,
Was it?
Right,
and it's like y'all
trying to get it back now.
And then on top of that, like, y'all couldn't find the evidence y'all needed. So in order to let this go, y'all trying to make him pay y'all because y'all couldn't find the evidence.
Right.
Like.
So let's just get some money out of the situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Sound like the city to me.
Sound like Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah, but shoot, so we got an interim now, right?
Yeah. So now, what is this guy? Yeah, you look him up, because I feel like he was in office when, like, the whole 90s, like the whole late 80s, early 90s, Watts riots. He was involved with all this stuff.
I feel like that guy's name was Daryl Gates. I feel like.
Let me see. So
Man, like
Chicago
but in California at that time.
Yeah, that's not the whatchamacallit.
I could be off.
I don't know. Well, I mean, as far as like the next guy, how y'all see it? Like, man, is this title really significant as far as getting stuff done in the city, as far as policing is concerned?
Yeah, because he's the face of our police department.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess what I'm wondering is it more than just a face?
well, I mean, he's not out necessarily arresting people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you watch
So-
Blue Bloods.
No,
Anybody?
I don't.
Y'all ain't never seen Blue Bloods?
I don't
It's a
watch
pretty
Blue
good
Bloods.
show, man.
He's behind a desk telling
Yeah.
people, telling people what to do,
Facilitating.
delegating stuff.
Yeah, he's
But
big
when bad things happen, he's the face that has to step in front of the camera and represent
Mm-hmm.
CPD. So from that standpoint, yeah.
Well, I mean, shoot. Hopefully, Eddie Johnson can live with the pension that he has.
Yeah, so they just knocked him down to lieutenant, and he gets the lieutenant's pension.
Yeah, I'm a little.
But he's been with us for 30 years, right? Like, so he still gets a 30-year pension, which is not bad at any rate.
I'm a little raw about that, but that's neither here nor there, man. There's consequences to your actions. That's what they saw fit. So I ain't gonna,
I mean, he probably went from like what $150 a year to $75,000 a year.
But-
Still, to not have to do anything. you
Yeah, I
can
wouldn't
go
be
to-
surprised if he popped up as someone's security consultant.
pretty much.
Yeah, you know,
Something
he-
like that.
You see him on Fox News or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
He'll be okay.
Big
Yeah,
city
he'll-
superintendent.
he'll be all
They got a
right.
place for
Yeah, he'll
him.
be straight.
Oh,
Yeah.
He'll be all
City
right.
Live.
He'll be straight.
What is it? What we got next, man? Where we going?
I guess we have to go back to Juice World, man. Because,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I work overnight, so I got off of work this morning, came home. I actually had a Whopper, and I almost had a beer with the Whopper at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna drink this beer. But the Whopper was delicious. But
Okay.
I went to sleep, woke up 3 hours later, and Juice World passes away at Midway Airport.
I definitely woke up to that text.
Yeah. I know for me, I was I still am. I'm a very big fan of his music because not only was he doing emo rap, like the genre of emo played a major role in my life. And in the 90s, you saw emo showing through rock music, right? And you seeing emo come back, but through rap. And I think him and Uzi were leading the way in that regard. Well, Cudi is like the grandfather.
Yeah.
You know, so you seeing this genre of music reemerge through these young people in a very unique way. And not only was he doing that, he's a rapper's rapper. He's going on Funk Flex freestyling for real.
Yeah.
Like off the top
You see,
freestyles.
Now, I wasn't a fan. I'm not a fan of the new rap, sing-songy, look at my pain music, but his freestyles were like legit. Like his freestyles were like, I didn't think 21-year-olds were still freestyling like this. You know. And
He freestyled for an hour straight.
Yes. It
yeah,
was amazing.
Real talk.
It was amazing.
he was one of the best one of the best mainstream freestylers out there.
You know what I noticed? I when he died, I immediately thought of drug use, right? And then I went back in and listened to the music. It's all in the music.
Yeah.
The depression, the drug usage, overdoing it. It's just a lifestyle that allowed him to make such music. And I wonder because we lost Fredo,
Yeah.
we lost Juice Wrld, we lost Mac Miller.
Yep.
Like, man, we are losing our young, great artists, man, to addiction. And I look at the 90s, right? Like, we lost Biggie and Tupac, right?
Right.
This was gun violence.
Yeah.
Now we seeing our young rappers dying from drug overdoses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that what it is now? When we see these artists pass, is it gonna be connected to drugs? We see Rick Ross having seizures, Lil Wayne having seizures, Juice Wrld having seizures. I'm afraid for our young people, man.
They making it seem like it's the thing to do. Well, to them it is the thing to do. That's part of the life, I guess, you know. But it's all about you gonna do it if you want to do it. You know what I mean? Like if you in that life and you feel like you gotta, I don't know exactly how he passed, but you know, when I first heard it, I thought it was drug abuse. You know, I don't understand, man. Like, what are you depressed about?
That's
You can.
I guess. See, and I feel like it has to do with society, like you said, this microwave society we live in.
Yeah, that's
Like
that's
people
it.
don't, the young people don't have faith in the process.
Right.
It's like, and especially somebody like him who got on super quick. It was just like, I threw this song on SoundCloud, I got it, I'm a millionaire, you know, but he still don't understand how to be a 21-year-old in society.
And then you're 21.
You know, and you're 21 with millions of dollars, you know.
No matter what, you're still 21.
Yeah.
You still ain't got it all the way you should have it up there.
Yeah, you know, and then at the same time, you got millions of dollars. You can buy whatever you want to buy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want? What did you want to buy when you were 21?
Fame is a drug,
I wanted to
man.
buy drugs. You know, I wanted weed. I wanted to try some shrooms. I wanted to, you know.
And it's a generation thing too. Like I said, they want to make it seem like it was cool. We from the same generation, you know, same generation. You couldn't put motherfucking Molly in front of my face. Ecstasy. No disrespect to anybody that do that. Like that's your vice. But when
back in the day,
growing up, I couldn't.
Y'all look at a motherfucker like they crazy.
But
like,
also,
like the fuck is you doing?
But also, our generation drank malt liquor.
I was a sophomore and a chick came with 211.
But that wasn't that bad.
But it's like, I mean,
That wasn't that bad.
You 15 drinking 211?
Yeah, I was
liquid crack, man.
Nobody died.
Nobody died.
I was definitely 15 drinking 211.
but y'all saying like you gotta trust the process. Who teaching us to trust the process?
That's true.
Ain't nobody teaching nobody my age to trust the process.
Because the people your age are yelling out, I want it now.
We yelling out. We need fucking help. We need outlets. And then guess what? Our sports get shut down. Music programs get shut down.
Yeah.
Our parents got to work all these jobs so they don't see us. Ain't no after school programs no more. We can't go to our friend's house because they live in a fucked up neighborhood. We can't do nothing. Ain't nobody we ain't got no social workers. We ain't got no counselors.
It's all on.
And that's
all on
the people
social
I know
media.
because, my situation is totally different. I got all the resources.
Yeah.
But we don't. A lot of people around me don't. And then on top of that, you can have all the resources in the world and battle depression.
Yeah.
You can have all the resources in the world and not have happiness.
Yeah.
It's days I've woken up and I've just been crying. My mom like, what's going on? And I'm like,
Right.
I don't feel peaceful. I just don't feel peaceful.
Right.
My bills paid. Everything going great. My son good. My life straight.
That's in the mind.
I'm on the up and up. I don't feel peaceful.
That's
It
in the
also
mind.
has
You gotta
to
know how
do.
Go ahead.
It also has a lot to do with what we put in our bodies.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I believe
You know
that
what
as
I'm
well.
saying? So like somebody, how you would handle your depression or just anxiety or just like a day that you just ramped up for no reason, don't know how to get rid of this energy. It might not be as severe as somebody who, was doing lines of cocaine and popping Molly last night with a whole half a gallon of Douce. Like their body is full of other shit, so they're depressed.
Poison.
What they're feeling is hundreds of times worse than what you're feeling. You know what I'm saying?
So, I think about myself. There was a point in my 20s where you catch me, I'm off lean, I'm off pills, I'm off liquor, and I'm smoking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing all of this stuff, right? And the funny thing is the running theme that continues now is depression. I was depressed. I was going through some things, and I chose to medicate myself to not have to deal with that emotional content at the time, right? The only reason why I was able to come up out of that is because and the nearest thing I can think of is I was broke.
Yeah.
You think of these men who get rich as young men, right? You just amplifying what's already in there.
Yeah.
So that's like if you're getting rich doing this, it's reinforcing the lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like Alice down the rabbit hole.
I think a lot of people don't know what their vice is.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know what they really like. Like I go through a lot. I suffer from a lot. Not, I go through depression. I go through all that shit. But I don't wear it because I know what my outlet is. My outlet is music. You know what I'm saying? I don't drink every day. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke weed every 3-4 years probably. But that's my outlet. That's how I deal with everything. So I don't wear it on my sleeve. Yeah. And I'd rather abuse myself with music than anything else.
I mean, there's a lot of healthy things to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I just want to add what we're talking about is self-medicating. All of us, especially us people of color, we don't recognize that we suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. the way we came up, the things we've gone through, dating all the way back to our ancestors, causes us to deal with the circumstances that we live within a certain type of way, whether it's eating, whether it's smoking, whether it's sex, all these different things. What we're trying to do is numb some of the pain that we're going through, instead of tackling the actual root of the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Which goes back to I think at some point we were going to, well, not this show maybe, but things like generational wealth and figuring out, because most of our problems, unfortunately, but fortunately, because we can identify it, are financial.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that we want to aspire to do or need to be done require resources that we don't have. And to max that, we want to go get high, we want to go get some liquor, we want to go, lay up, whatever it may be, and a lot of times to our detriment.
Yeah, go ahead, Breeze.
Just speaking on that, because we have all these, we have PTSD for everything. We don't get the help, so we do self-medicate with alcohol and drugs and negative vices that aren't productive and helpful for us growing, not acknowledging it.
Right.
And then you blow up, you get the money, and you still got all these demons.
Yeah, you just feed the monster.
You just feed the monster even more, because now you can.
I
can afford all this. I'm about to go crazy.
Then you get to the point where you're in a bubble.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel like, end of the day, man, we lost a young. Should we say he's a legend now? To a certain generation.
I mean, he's definitely in my opinion, he was better than Triple X. You know what I'm saying? And people definitely put the legend.
You go in there and freestyle songs. You're better than a lot of people.
So
I'm from a different generation. You got to do a little bit more.
I won't get into
to be a legend.
I won't get into putting, dead men in order as far as their greatness. What I will do is say that he was a trailblazer for this genre of emo rap that was coming and taking over. And I'll always appreciate him for his contributions. And, long live the kid, man.
The music is forever.
Yeah.
Man, the music is forever, man. And in this society where everything's being recorded and stored just for information for no reason, the music will definitely live on forever.
Yeah, it is forever.
That's the difference between Juice Wrld and Beethoven. What I didn't realize was these guys were writing these songs, and you might only hear the song one time in your life. If you were lucky enough to live where Beethoven wrote it, then he would play it for you, Right. But if you go to that concert, that's the only way you're going to hear this.
Right.
There was no radio station.
Yeah, no radio station, no MP3s,
got
no
that new
LimeWire.
Beethoven coming at you.
Yeah, so for that music to still be around 500-600 years, it really had to be good. I'm pretty sure there was great music that came out 500-600 years ago that we'll never know about, because it just wasn't being recorded like how things are today. Today, your memories live on a lot longer than
that's a fact.
Like Nipsey Hussle on Game album,
That's dope. We were listening to that on the way in today. It's dope.
He's still going,
still going.
Marathon continues.
Yeah, man,
Always.
It's cool to, but I guess. You want to talk?
Because I know you spoke on generational wealth.
Yeah, I mean.
No, that's solid, because when we saw you guys last week, we were like, we're gonna talk about Kanye and Wyoming, and also we were gonna speak on D Wade, and I think generational wealth isn't always it's financial, it's business, it's brilliance, it's D Wade with acceptance, it's learning how to love a proper way, and all kind of things. So you bringing that up now was
like gotta do with generational wealth.
Why not?
Because you really trying to put D Wade in there with. You trying to put it in this limelight and make it seem so angelic. I mean, there's other sides to the story.
When you say just for context, when you say D Wade, what are you referring to?
Yeah.
His parenting and him being a black man on this major platform. Personally, accepting your kids is normal to me, but how he's being ridiculed, his whole family, now that everybody knows his son is gay, and how he's like, yeah, I'm not going for this. I'm going to accept my son. It ain't nothing y'all can say. I'm going to love my son. And this is my family. Mind y'all business. Like, it don't matter.
Okay.
And I think the wealth is in teaching your kids it's okay to be yourself.
Yeah.
You got a solid corner behind you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the money and the cars and everything else and the education he giving them.
But it's the intellectual property.
It's the intellectual stuff too, because my generation, we don't know how to talk through our feelings. We don't know how to verbalize what's going on with us. And this is a man saying, "Oh, it's okay. Come sit down. We gonna talk about it. Oh, it's okay. You accept it. I got you."
Right.
I rock with that. I
Yeah.
rock with that.
I don't know, man.
I'm still, hold on, let me be clear. I rock with the concept of
No, yeah.
generational wealth not just being tangible
Yeah.
money,
Right.
what we call assets. It also is intellectual property as well. That information, that perspective that you get from your father, your mother, your whoever,
So we
that
used
you
to-
take on with you for the rest of your life and pass on to others as well.
We
Right.
used to call it the dinner table education, because that's what we that's when it was just me and him on the red wall way back in the day.
Way
Horrible sounding podcast. We like we was talking about just financial literacy and generational wealth, and how the stuff that you need to know. Like, you go to school to learn how to communicate with other people.
Right.
That's what you do at school, you know?
Okay.
And I feel like once they introduce cell phones into the school, like once they let kids bring cell phones into the school, then we got a generation of people who can't talk through their feelings because they're on their phone all day. Like, we weren't allowed to be on. We had cell phones, like, a little bit. They were just coming in. We had, like, Primeco phones in high school.
I had them.
Shit.
I had
Before
phones.
that, we didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
before Primeco, we had to go. We around the same. You know what I mean? It might be different for you. We had to leave school Friday, and if your friends live too far, we had to talk about one of the shows that came on Saturday, maybe TGI Fridays and shit, hanging with Mr. Cooper, all that
Yep.
shit.
Yeah.
We had to talk about it Monday.
We used to
Yeah.
come with
You
the
know what
dub
I'm
of the
saying?
tape for everybody who didn't see it.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you couldn't DM your friends. Everything is too instant right
yeah,
now.
see, now it's like I can just say what's on my mind right now.
Exactly.
But, like, you've had something on your mind for 2 months that you can't get out.
Yeah.
Like, you're not able to sit down with somebody or find the right person to talk to.
Right.
Like, that's what you go to school to learn, is how to talk to people. What you learn at the dinner table is the stuff that makes you a millionaire or makes you a poor person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Either or.
it's all a mind state. Like, so I've been it's been a month ago, I said, wow, I woke up today and I was poor. I didn't realize I've been in this mind state for like years now, like 2 or 3 years now. Like, I've been like struggling, you know? And then I woke up a month ago and I said, you know what? I'm broke. I'm not poor. I'm broke now, you know? And I changed just that little bit. Like, went from always not having money to, I just don't have it right now. And then went and got a credit card, you know what I'm saying? That boosted up my credit score a little bit. And then, this week I opened up a new revenue stream, so now I'm able to pay for the credit card. And it's, like, I'm growing, and I'm talking about it on the podcast
We all
to
are.
document it.
Well,
You know
think
what I'm
about,
saying? Like, to
we all are,
document
man.
just these small stages. Like, right now, it doesn't seem like anything. Like, I've been at it for a month and a half, and it doesn't really seem like anything, but I know that in 6 months, it's gonna be great. Like,
you never know
I'm
where
okay
any of us
now,
will be in 6
but,
months.
Right, pretty
you know,
much.
Shit could be all over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Like-
when we speak about generational wealth, and I think about this new young generation that's coming, it's like they are much more wealthy than we were at their age because they have an unstoppable tool for connection, an unstoppable tool for education, and an unstoppable tool for networking.
Can I
Yeah,
disagree with
see-
you on one aspect?
You
of that?
can. Absolutely.
Yes, technology is a huge factor and a huge asset. But the inability to properly connect with people, as we talked about organically, that's a big problem.
That's
There are people who are able to be successful through YouTube, through all these different social media platforms, but you put them in a room with real people and say, now, go be that personality. Go have that same energy you had in
Summer
that
Walker.
room with that camera, and they can't do it.
So I would beg to say that I'm thinking that this interpersonal connections that we all are known for, right? People from our generation, like our ability to get in the room and talk to people. I believe that is becoming outmoded. It will no longer be a form of expression. I look at it as how podcasts are becoming more popular. And I said this episodes ago. I believe the conversation is becoming a lost art.
So
that is.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen today that we raid Comcast and there's no more internet?
It's gonna be heavy.
You know what I'm saying?
You're going to have a lot of people very upset.
Depressed.
Who you gonna talk to? You know, like who you
Depressed.
gonna talk to? Who is gonna be around the corner with some cheese and meat
Where
for the
would
loaf
you
of
get your
bread you
porno
got?
from?
Yeah, you're gonna actually have to
Make your
talk to
own.
people. You know?
Yeah, I think that's the lost art that many in the younger generations don't understand, because that's where from a business standpoint, that's where the money is. What we're selling is a product. This is a product.
Yeah.
And ultimately, to really maximize it, you guys are going to need to sell some shirts, some hoodies,
Yeah.
some,
Yep.
I don't know, but a tangible product that is exchanged for money.
You have
Yeah.
to be able to touch it.
And touch
Yep.
it. And to do that, you got to sell your person. What you guys do an awesome job at, but there are those who are just in a room and have no intentions of ever interacting with anybody.
Yeah.
How does that work? In the instance, like you were saying, if there was no internet, if the electricity went out, how do you eat?
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
it's very difficult.
Yeah, I have trouble navigating through what's now and what's to come. You know, none of us can read minds, but we can see projections of the future. And it's like the things that we know and love are slowly but surely becoming antiquated.
Right.
And it's to a degree now where I'm seeing it more and more. People are putting YouTube on their television
Yeah.
and watching YouTube as TV.
They taking that shit over.
I
Yeah.
can't tell you the last time I seen a commercial.
They taking over.
Yeah. So I think as far as generational wealth, yes, it's give and take. So we see them lose the interpersonal skill, but just like our generation and the one before us, we have to teach them how to use technology in its infancy.
I guess. All right. So this is, I guess, to wrap this all up and to talk to the point you made is when I say you, I really mean 25-year-olds. Because in 2 years, you're not going to be a 25-year-old. In 10 years, you're not going to be a 25-year-old. But in 10 years, I'm still going to be talking about 25-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that I didn't really even understand how to be 21 until I was like 30, you know? And now
Keeping it real, brother. Keeping it real.
Now I'm starting to figure it out and do things on my own because I've had life experiences that have helped me get there. So at 25, you might seem like there's no direction. You don't know where you're going or what's happening. It's just because you haven't gotten there yet. You know, you haven't gotten to that vantage point where you can see clearly where you've been, because you're not even looking back yet. You're like, oh my God, I can't even figure this out, you know, but
Right.
it'll come. Like, that's part of the process. Like, it'll definitely come. But we have to, what do you call it when we just run through the topics real quick?
I don't know.
We do like the
rapid fire.
rapid fire, speed round.
Let's go.
Migos Popeyes chicken specials.
Cooning.
And buffooning.
Cooning and
Buffooning
buffooning.
and buffooning. Drive turkey.
Cooning and buffooning. That's
Fucking George, man. Fuck George.
fuck them.
Zimmerman.
Bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
Pussy ass
Somebody
nigga.
to
Your whole
Take
out
care
here
of
in
that
these
problem.
streets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Somebody
that
need
nigga.
to.
Y'all kill X, let Zimmerman live. Streets is dead.
Y'all fucking beat up Brother Nature. The same motherfuckers that kill X beat up Brother Nature. Well, the same state. You know,
Right.
Oh, I thought
Florida
it was
man.
the crew or something.
Nah.
Somebody
Florida
go
man.
holler at them. Shit.
All right, it's Florida man.
Florida man attacks again.
Brother Nature, man. Fucking
What
Brother
was
Nature.
what were they fighting for? What
You
happened?
know what? I don't know.
And that's
You know?
what Chuck, we was talking about this earlier with the police videos. We got all of this footage and a
Yep.
severe lack of context.
Because I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's right, but he was really upset with Brother Nature about something.
I don't even know who Brother Nature is. I gotta go do my research.
Yeah,
I wasn't aware. I know him from the video.
That's all I heard.
I know him from getting beat up in the video, but it's clear that brother was really upset, beyond. He was really upset.
Yeah,
so
you don't go back 3 times and
what
pour
did he
drinks
do
on somebody.
I don't want to say provoke, but what did he do to? What started that?
And that's what I had
happened?
heard.
You know?
In this lack of details, I had heard that he initiated the altercation. Now, nobody can confirm this. This is just one of the talking heads out in the internet that said it. So I really don't know. But given his reputation for being a peacemaker, and an animal guy, it really don't make no sense that he had these kinds of problems. Like that's like somebody put their feet on him. Somebody put their feet on you.
Tongues and feet.
Yeah,
don't put your tongue
real.
on me. Don't
I'll
put
say
your feet
this.
on me.
I'm a little bit older than you guys. Typically, when I've seen that type of an ass whooping, it was a female involved.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. It was probably his girl walked up. Oh my God, you're Brother Nature.
Typically,
Can I
when
get
you
a
see
picture?
somebody go at somebody like that, it's 2 things: money, or a woman is involved.
Pussy and pride.
One of them 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
just got the story.
And
All right, BuzzFeed basically said that Brother Nature sat at the bar. He wasn't supposed to sit at the bar. The manager had just wiped it down, just cleaned it. They told him to sit at the table. He didn't want to sit at the table. He was arguing back and forth with the manager, who eventually told him, nigga, you got to bounce because you causing disruption. Somebody pulled out their phone because it's starting to get hyped. And from there, it kind of just goes.
so they
into a
kicked
fight.
Brother Nature out.
They was kicking him out.
So, dude was security?
I guess dude really liked the restaurant.
That's crazy.
I don't know about.
They say at this point, they could tell Brother Nature was kind of drunk. And being,
All right.
Okay.
All right, I can
We had to
see-
get word from somebody.
Right, we
else
gon-
who
we
can-
gon' really-
We're going to come back on this
Right.
story next week.
That
But
sounds like a
the,
corporate answer.
but the biggest story of the week, Art Basel. You know what I'm saying?
Art
And
Basel.
another Chicago takeover.
For the culture,
You know,
so
like,
to speak. So, Chuck, Art Basel, much like South by Southwest, has turned into something that is relatively unrecognizable from what it began as. That's what I've noticed. I wanted to ask you and Philmore, because I'm pretty sure y'all been to South by, right?
Yeah.
So what I noticed is you seeing it not being about the genre of art that its claim to fame is. It's more of, let me hold my camera up. Let me get here so I can hold up my camera. Do you think?
And it's super corporate too. But go ahead.
Do you think that we're having the culture is having a negative effect on these cultural gatherings? When I say the culture, I mean in see, I don't want to say hip hop because I don't want to blend the two. I'm talking about this microwave society.
You're talking about like the majors coming, because what happened with South by Southwest, it used to be all indie.
Yeah.
And it's happening with Art Basel. The majors are coming down to fuck up the indie shit because the majors aren't making money.
Yeah,
Everybody's indie. So they gotta
Get some of
step
that
it
money.
down and get some of that money. You know what I mean? Like we went to South by Southwest. Last time we went, it was Rick Ross and fucking Erykah Badu.
Right, yeah.
Performing on big stages.
Yeah.
And that was like 2011.
Wasn't the Fugees there at some point?
Somebody, but these ain't independent artists. This is an independent event. So the majors come down, spend the money, and take over the independent shit. Now it's no longer independent.
But you were talking about a little more from a fan standpoint of holding up the phones.
Oh,
and
you're
not
talking
really,
about from a fan standpoint.
not so much into the what's going on in the moment, but holding up the phone is what you're talking about.
Because I'm saying, you would think that having such fandom would have a great effect as far as bringing light to the art form.
Yeah.
But what we're seeing is kind of a converse effect to something that could be so complimentary.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know what y'all thought that was coming from.
It's the right
day and
here.
age we in, man.
This is where it's coming from.
Phones.
If you didn't have it in your pocket, you wouldn't pull it out your pocket.
A lot of people don't even know shit about art. They just hear it, and everybody art connoisseurs
Because I know I've been on a personal journey
just
since we started to learn more about artists, particularly our Chicago art guys.
Salute to my brother Zeph Farnby. He went down there and sold all his pieces.
Congratulations.
That's what's up.
Congratulations.
Crazy.
That's what's up.
Yeah, they trying to. It's just the world we live in, man.
I think we're in a situation right now where people have this phrase where they say my phone has to eat before I can eat.
Sheesh.
I never heard that one.
Oh yeah.
Me
so
neither.
whenever the food comes, taking a picture of the food.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Before they even
Robot
touch
sex
it.
is taking over the
You know
world.
what I'm saying? So we just in a time where this is become our we talked about it. In the future, we'll have microchips and things.
Yeah.
This is
chip.
it.
That's
This
the
is
chip.
the chip.
That's the chip.
And it's attached to us. You leave your house without your phone, you're not gonna make it too far because you're gonna feel incomplete. Without having it.
Feel
That's
lost.
that's not really a good thing.
Yeah.
But that's where we are. So as far as people not living in the moment. I'm at a Wu-Tang concert. I mean, huge concert, and no one's looking. I mean, these guys are never together at one time. Where everybody's there. So let's be in the moment. But you look around, and everybody's like this.
Yeah.
So that's just where we are right now. It's unfortunate.
But
how often do you go back to that? How often do you record whatever you're recording, and 6 months from then you go back in your phone and watch those videos?
You just want that look for that day.
You never do that. So it's unfortunate. It's really taken away from the art element, especially when you're talking about performance art in the moment. When you're watching Kendrick or you're watching whoever, Philmore, whoever. It's awesome to be in that moment.
Yeah, man.
Because you can't recreate it with the video in the phone 6 months down the line.
And that's what we were talking about when we were talking about. I was saying how I really don't want to go to a festival. I don't know if y'all remember that, because I was like, man, I don't want to be around. I termed it cockbiters. I don't want to be around the people that are just there for the look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm there not to pull my phone out.
Right.
Because you can't have this, because I paid to go and see it. I don't want you to have this.
Right.
I want me to have this. This is my moment that I'm going to enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's really turned me off from like the live performance experience, because I'm going to be surrounded by people who are not only not of the culture, but don't appreciate it.
But this is also what you said when you said that this generation lives with the most powerful tool. There's access now. Like now, you don't have to be in the industry to know about South by Southwest or Art Basel. You can just see that the favorite person you're following is going to be there. Google it, buy a ticket, and now you're in a room with your favorite person. Yep. Like it's access. Everything is right in front of you, and you don't even have to have money. You can tweet out, send me some cash, at me some money. I want to go to Art Basel, and some thirsty motherfucker out there is going to send you some money, so you can get to Art Basel.
Creepy perversion, man.
That part of it is awesome, but once you're in the show, be in the
there.
moment.
Yeah, be there.
Be in that moment. Going back to the brother Juice Wrld who just passed. I don't know when his last show was, but those kids that were there didn't realize that would be his last show.
Yeah, man.
Live in that moment.
You see, and I feel like that training comes from the dinner table. When you sit at a table with people and break bread, you're in the moment. No phones. You're here to eat your food, learn about daddy's day at work, mommy's day at work, how we invested this money. Like what other 12-year-old are you going to talk to about your investments and your health insurance and your mortgage and stuff like that? That's what your parents are supposed to teach you. Supposed to teach you.
That's true.
Like I play a game with my son. It's money math. It's just like, all right, let's add what's 2 nickels and 5 pennies. It's just money math. He's 5 years old. He needs to know how to walk into a store and get the right amount of change back.
Drastically.
Yeah.
All facts.
And when he gets to school and they're like, oh, your son is so good at math. Yeah. Because this is money. Like he's not good at math, he's good at money.
Which is the most important. That's more important than algebra. You got to know how to count that money.
Like I know my kid at home, it's the same thing. He's learning decimals. So I'm putting the problems in terms of money, and he like, I'm I'm like, oh, I failed you. Like, how can you not see 0.5 as 50 cents?
But the blessing is that you're there to do it.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It'd be different if you weren't able or actually physically there to do it, then you would be lost.
So, because of us, there may be hope for the future.
No question.
So the 25-year-olds now that are worried about not knowing how to be 29, you're gonna be 29 and you're not gonna know how to be 32. But you're still gonna be here, and there's still gonna be somebody to guide you to get to the next level.
And just be the best 25-year-old you can be. Yeah. Don't worry about what 20. You don't have no control over that, but you can control what you're doing on Sunday, December, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, right now. So for the last segment of the show, we usually go around and ask what we've been listening to this week. Whether it's new or old music, but we have an artist on the show.
A musical guest.
So can we get a track about you?
A track?
Yeah. Let's, for our listeners who may not be familiar with Philmore Green,
play some of that shit. What you want to play it now? How we gonna do this?
Yeah. We're gonna play it right now. So I was fond of Reaganomics, but if you have a song that you would like us to play,
go to Apple Music. Shouldn't have said that on the air. They ain't cutting y'all no check.
Go to whatever your streaming platform is.
We got Google Play. From. We've been trying to get a check out of Google Play for 74 episodes.
Yeah, Google Play, cut the check.
As he said, he watches YouTube and he doesn't have any commercials.
Yeah, type up Philmore Green Cool Breeze.
Okay.
That's a joint. Go ahead. No, I was going to say that's a joint that a lot of people may not have heard that we released and kind of flew under the radar.
It's going to be on the next shit.
Okay. Well, before we play that, let's talk about the next shit. What you got a date for us? What we getting?
No date.
No date. No nothing.
It's an EP. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
It's an EP, and we just wrapped up the tour with Skyzoo and Elzai. We did 22 dates in 30 days. 22 dates in 22 venues in 30 days.
Man.
Working, man.
Loving it.
So we had to put something for the new 400 people. We gained 400 new listeners.
That's what's up, man.
That we know of.
That's what's up.
It's only right we put something out
on the analytics side of the game.
Yeah, on the analytics.
Yeah. We love analytics over here, man. I stay on my phone looking at analytics.
That's what that's about. You know, we got everything cooking. We're gonna have that hopefully by the end of this month. Sometime during this month.
Okay.
Nice. You wrapping up the Christmas presents for him.
Yeah, we're gonna have that ready this month.
All right, well, maybe we can get a call in with you when it drop, or you can
we're going to come back. We're going to play the whole shit.
However you want to do it, man. And this is Cool Breeze by Philmore Green.
Featuring Rashid Hadi and Vic Spencer.
Okay.
Produced by Rashid Hadi.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Vic Spencer.
I play my album for the legends. Go play with yourself. You play demos for peasants. I can take that same album and go slap me a reverend. The essence of life is Vic Spencer presence. Don't steal my shit, cause I peel wigs. When it comes to rapping, I don't feel shit. When it comes to body bags, I can feel it. When it comes to beats for the Jeeps, I can drill it. Ice cold chick waiting for me right by the deep freezer. My eyes nowadays considered heat seekers. 7 feet deep, nigga, I'm loving myself. I'm buzzing that helps, nigga, like me was stuck on the shelf. I hop off the shit, start slapping rappers, making room for me. The weed make me stop smacking rappers. Catastrophic how I'm leaving shit. Niggas got a problem, use the fifth, so I squeeze a fifth.
Strombolis with feta cheese. Smoking out in Jamaica, now that's a better breeze. A drug dealer's dream is a crib and a set of keys. Better squeeze, rappers is weak, they need better V's. Where I'm from, the babies are blasted ya. Here we trap out the crib like Kevin McAllister. Get you a gun and a smart chick to balance ya. Peace to my niggas gone locked doing them calendars. Chilling with bitches and Oshkosh Bugatti. wash denims. Pops had the rope chains with the Benz emblems. Fried fish, plantains the side dish. I laugh hard, you saying vows to my side bitch. All these hoes want is a gangster to vibe with. Philmore, Heidi and Vic, we got the shot lit. Too many clowns give these niggas a red nose. The shit I spit is so heaven sent, only the dead know.
Hit them with honor, so cold, still shivering saunas. These dudes is reptiles, lizards, iguanas. Blindfold my vision, see the mission vividly. Can't help the elements, gelling in my chemistry. From the basement, making notations when writing. Vibes so deep, they need flotation devices. Living with vices, but I'll never take it back, this is priceless. Now your sister riding like a Chrysler. Pissing on the game, just soak it like a diaper. You can see this connection like I Skyped ya. I like it with this formula. Raining and storming, them eyes on the prize so long. The reflection burned in my cornea. Snakes try to creep me, but I'm onto them. High diesel, fortified auditorium. Monument stature, feet planted in gravel. You lightweight, that's why it's two shadows. Yeah.